Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. Today I'm going to be discussing a record that I ran across. I believe I purchased a yard sale several years ago when I was purchasing several records. It's a Colgate record called The Mouth I Live In. As a background, I didn't have any Colgate toothpaste for a background, so I actually took an old Navy program, football program, where they were playing Colgate University, called the Colgate game. I do not believe the university and the toothpaste have any relation to each other, connections. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But it says sound slide projection, manual version, and the other side automatic version. The autobiography of a tooth, prepared in the interest of better dental health by Colgate with MFP. 1971 by the Colgate Palmolive Company. Apparently, it must have been the sound for the slides that were shown in school. I remember when I went to school, they used to do promotions on taking care of teeth about once a year, and this is probably something that was promoted by Colgate Palmolive. Maybe a rep came to the schools and did the slideshow, or the teachers did the slide. I don't know exactly how that worked. I may have actually seen this slideshow years ago. I don't remember it, but I have never listened to this record, so it should be interesting to hear what's on it. And I'll give it a little bit of an image on it, what it looks like. Mouth I Live In, and I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up to the turntable and crank it up and see what's on it. I may make some comments along the way. We'll just see how it goes. Seems to be having a little trouble reaching the start. Let's see here. Here we go.
First of all, let me introduce myself. Happy Tooth. You may think that's a rather odd name, but it isn't if you happen to be a tooth, which I am. I was born a few years ago, and I have lots of brothers and sisters. We're here to stay permanently, if our landlord is smart enough to keep us. Personally, I've been told I'm a pretty good-looking fella. Why, I've even been compared to a pearl. I have a smooth, hard covering called enamel. It's sort of pearly white. And I have my points. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're called cusps. I'm pretty well built, too. I may look rather small, but that's because only part of me shows. The part you can't see, my hidden roots, gives me a firm foundation and keeps me snugly in place. If you think my life is simple and dull, you'd be surprised. For one thing, my brothers and sisters and I all have our work. Some of us cut. Some of us tear. Some of us crush. And some of us, and I happen to have one of those responsible positions, grind. It's not hard work when you're in good condition, but if not properly cared for, a tooth's life can be difficult and dangerous. You see, there are lots of tiny germs called bacteria in the mouth we live in. These bacteria feed on little bits of food and gooey stuff that form something called plaque on us teeth. Good brushing helps remove the plaque, but if not brushed away, the acid-producing bacteria in the plaque can turn sugar-containing foods into decay acids, and we have an acid invasion. The next thing you know, the acid can break down the enamel and eat right into it. If the landlord doesn't get special help from his dentist to halt the invasion and repair the damage, there's going to be big trouble. Because those acids will work their way into the next layer, the dentin, and break down a tooth's inner defenses. They'll spread deeper and deeper, and if they travel all the way down to the pulp, they'll shoot pain signals to the nerve endings, and the landlord will certainly feel it. Soon an abscess may form, and that can really hurt. A sick tooth may have to go and leave his brothers and sisters. It's enough to give a person bad dreams. So please, everybody, show a little consideration for fellas like me. Be careful about between-meal snacks. Have a crunchy fruit or vegetable, like an apple, celery, or a carrot. These kinds of food help scrub teeth clean and give them lots of chewy exercise. If you do have a gooey snack, at least brush the tiny bits of food off your teeth before they turn to acid. If you're careful about those snacks and brush after eating whenever you can, you can help keep our teeth strong and healthy. But you can't do it all by yourself. You need the dentist's help. That's why my landlord sees his dentist at least every 6 months. The dentist checks teeth on the outside, then takes x-ray pictures to check them on the inside too. If there's anything wrong with me or my brothers or sisters, the dentist will spot it and take care of us before things get any worse. And the cleaning I get at our dentist makes me feel just wonderful. No matter how well my landlord brushes, and he's pretty good about it, a crusty substance called calculus or tartar can build up on us teeth. Only the dentist or dental hygienist can remove tartar completely. It's important that they clean it away because if that hard old tartar isn't removed, my gums get all raggedy and inflamed. Pretty soon, instead of being strong and healthy, my gums get so sore it even hurts to brush. And you know what happens when you don't brush properly. By the way, do you know how to brush properly? Here are some easy rules. Always brush away from the gums, down on the uppers, up on the lowers. Don't forget to do our backs and all our heads. To get us really clean, brush us 2 or 3 at a time for at least 10 strokes. Then move on and do 2 or 3 more. Oh, that feels good. Practice these rules at home. Then take the tablet test to see how well you're doing. Here's how. After you brush, chew one of these little red tablets. When it's dissolved, look at your teeth. I'll bet you'll see red on all the places you didn't brush thoroughly enough. So, brush again and do an extra good job. Remember, every time you brush, you're fighting off an acid invasion. At the end of my talk, you'll receive the tablets and instructions for the test. Ask Mother to help you take the tablet test at home. You may be surprised to find that with just a little more effort, you can do a really great brushing job. Your tongue may stay red for a day or two, but that's no problem. The important thing is that you'll have learned how to brush better, to fight cavities better. To be sure, take the test again in a week and see how well you're doing. One last thing. When you brush me, I hope you'll always use a toothpaste that helps build my resistance to acid invasions. Brush with a toothpaste that has a special kind of fluoride that helps prevent new cavities from happening. Because the safer I am from those cavity makers, the better I'll be at my jobs of chewing and smiling. Please be good to me. Take me to the dentist at least every 6 months. That's most important. Eat the right foods. Brush me regularly with a clinically tested toothpaste that helps prevent new cavities. And we'll live happily ever after.
All right. Interesting story. It kind of reminds me of the time when I went when they were doing that in my school, having teachers or reps doing promotions on that. And I do remember those red tablets they were talking about. They would give those to us, and what you did basically, you would brush your teeth and then you would bite on the red tablets. They tasted like chalk, and wherever you saw red was where you missed brushing, so you needed to brush again. I remember them selling boxes of those in the PX. I have not seen them sold anywhere else since that time, but I do remember them, and they were really. I remember back in those days when I was growing up, there were a lot of toothpastes around, and I remember Colgate and Crest were the ones battling it out with each other, and probably still are. But I thought it was kind of interesting. You heard those little beeps. That was an indication for the projectionist to advance to the next slide. That's what that beeping sound was. In case you know, some of my watchers are younger generation that have never actually seen the old slide shows that used to be run through a film strip projector in schools. But anyway, just thought I would play this, and I'm actually selling this record on eBay. Anybody that's interested in buying the thing, and just wanted to get that out as well. And as always, thanks for watching.